Hello and welcome to Social Media Weekly, episode 4th February 2020. Social Media Weekly is brought to you by Virtual Palace Marketing, the digital marketing agency that helps small businesses go digital. My name is Sean. This week, JK will not be joining us because he's down with a little bit of a, hopefully not a very serious flu, but some flu. So I'm going to be helming this thing by myself. This week's news, Spotify possibly bringing stories into app. Octi is a new AR social media that is not convincing us. Spotify's canvas can be shared on Instagram. Snapchat's Bitmoji TV is live. And TikTok's closest rival is here. Back to the stories. Spotify possibly bringing stories into app. The feature is now being tested, which will allow selected influencers include videos into their public playlist. The first influencer to test this is Summer McKeen with 2.33 million YouTube followers, 2.1 million Instagram followers, and 120,000 Spotify followers. I have no idea how someone can get 120,000 Spotify followers just by curating playlists. But anyway, the stories function that was reported by TechCrunch looks exactly like any other similar function from other platforms in the sense that it's circle, and you have those that in Spotify's case, when there is a story, there will be a green ring around the profile picture, and also once you go into the stories, there will be the same top bars that will turn into dots when there's too many stories. And right now, Spotify says they are rolling this feature out to influencers and not artists. But they also said that this could change later on. It would be nice to see Spotify aiming to converge into Snapchat, allowing us to share clips with any song in their collection. Kind of like what TikTok is doing right now. So what's going on right now is that everybody is trying to bring a convergence between social media and music, like what TikTok is doing. Facebook and Instagram has been trying very hard to do this, but somehow I don't know if it's copyright issues or maybe they are holding true to whatever they used to be and refuse to move. TikTok was able to bring so many more music, copyrighted music into their platform than Facebook and Instagram was able to. And because of this, it was able to slingshot ahead of Facebook and Instagram, especially with the younger crowd. And Spotify is at an advantage here compared to Facebook and Instagram because it has already music. It has already a giant host of copyrighted music that they already have the rights to use. The only question here is that if they can cut it into 30-second or 15-second pieces and let the people use it and add it into their stories. That is what Spotify, I think, is planning to do. And if they can figure that out and do it well, they will become the very potential competitor that will take a giant leap ahead of Facebook and Instagram. Next up is Octi. Octi is a new AR social media that is not convincing us. It's basically just an AR-powered social media, very much like Snapchat. You will turn on the camera in the app and then point it at a friend, and an AR belt around that person would pop up, showing you what they like and share on that social network. This company says that it tries to keep social media among real friends, which could mean that the only way to add someone is by pointing the camera at them. So what happens is that this is just based on the videos that I see and the website that I check. It doesn't because we are not able to test it here because it's not available in our region yet. So what it generally does is it just you turn on the camera and you hover it on a person. It detects the person, and there is a belt with AR cards hovering around that person. And these cards are actually cards that person shares, like the music they like, their latest status update, comments, and everything like that. It also talks about security, which frankly is what everyone is also talking about. So technically, when it comes to this, it's not exactly mind-blowing because every single social media platform out there is talking about security and privacy and and bringing social media to friends again, and pushing the brands out of the picture, and having an AR platform that Snapchat can so easily use and copy and replace and do so much better at. I don't think it's a very novel thing for Octi. Anyway, Octi raised $12 million in funding, and we just hope that they don't squander that away. Spotify's Canvas can be shared on Instagram. Canvas is actually a looping short video that artists can post to certain songs. So sometimes when you listen to certain songs and you're watching your screen, well, if you happen to be listening to Spotify and watching a screen, what happens is sometimes you see the cover picture, but sometimes you actually see a video. This video is a looping video, which usually are short clips of the music video itself. Spotify is rolling out the ability for listeners to share Canvas videos on Instagram stories. In stage by stage basis, they're still testing it out. So instead of having our Instagram stories be filled with an album cover and colored background, the background could be a Canvas video on loop as well. Right now, whenever we share a music from Spotify to Instagram, it will automatically populate a cover, and it will choose a background that matches the cover picture itself. But that background could possibly be the Canvas video that the artists choose to use, which usually is the music video. Or certain times the Canvas can the artist can actually post a video of them greeting someone, or whatever it is, whatever they can use it with as. It's quite cool to see that Spotify is pushing for a lot of social. I think a few weeks ago we talked about Spotify moving away from social because they wanted to hold on to music rights through curation of playlists by Spotify. So whenever Spotify gets to control the music that goes into their playlist, and these playlists gets to be listened to by a lot of people, Spotify can talk to labels and say, okay, you know what, you work with me, I will put your songs on my playlist. If not, I won't put your songs on my playlist, so it makes it harder to be discovered. But now that Spotify has already reached a point where anybody, they don't need the labels anymore, now the labels lead them, they can refocus on the social element again. And they're bringing these two things in, which are number one, stories, and number two, Canvas. Snapchat's Bitmoji is live. A few weeks ago, we talked about Snapchat's plans to release an episodic show featuring your Bitmoji. It is now live. Each episode will be around 4 minutes long, and it will feature your Bitmoji as the leading role and your close friends as well. Snapchat hopes that you bring in you being in the show will make you want to watch shows more. I tried it out. I watched the first episode. It's not my kind of thing. It's like they have a few episodes. The first episode is 4 minutes long, and it's about a person scrolling through channels, right? Then you have one channel where you're a zombie president who kills people. Second channel where you're in kind of like an X Factor-ish movie with show with Randy Jackson. So I don't think Randy Jackson's, I think it's American Idol. Then in each of it, you are actually the main role. Your Bitmoji is the one that is the main casting role. I don't think it makes me want to watch more because the content is quite, I don't know if the content gets better, but we'll have to wait and see. TikTok's closest rival is here. There was an app called Dub Smash, if you remember, that gained virality for a very short period in 2015, then spiraled down an uncontrollable drop into near death. We say near death because the executive slashed all of the 30 employees and focused on rebuilding the app into something similar to Musical.ly at the time, about 2017. When Musical.ly was bought over by ByteDance, then became what TikTok is today. Then, while every other social media platform like Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat are competing with each other with similar functions, right? There was some point of time when Facebook and Instagram were leading the way on social media, and Snapchat was doing well, and until Instagram copied all of Snapchat's main features and took all the users away from Snapchat, and Snapchat was struggling, and then it started to focus on AR, which caused a little bit of a rebound. All the time they were doing that, TikTok was at the side, building itself up, and suddenly became a force to be reckoned with. And all of a sudden now, Facebook and Instagram are trying to be TikTok. At the same time, Dub Smash was, back in the day before TikTok became a thing, Dub Smash was rebuilding its app to become a little bit like Musical.ly, which is what TikTok is now. And accidentally, when TikTok rise to fame, Dub Smash also rose to fame as well because of TikTok, because it's the closest in terms of functionality. Because Dub Smash is kind of like a lip syncing thing, and TikTok is a lip syncing thing as well in the beginning. Then at this, while riding on the wake of TikTok, Dub Smash now has 1 billion video views per month. So I say now to all social media people and marketers, if you are focusing on TikTok, you should also look at Dub Smash. All right, so that's all for Social Media Weekly this week. Social Media Weekly podcast available on Anchor FM, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and more. Our full videos are available on YouTube, and we post bits and clips on Instagram and Facebook. This is Social Media Weekly, episode 4th February 2020. My name is Sean. Bye-bye.